What is up, guys? Pwn here, and today I'm here with Ian. We are going to do a review about a Rival Blaster, and when I thought about that, I really don't have any experience with Rival Blasters, so I needed to bring in an expert.
Guess that's where I come in.
Now, you run in HVZ, you run the Zeus currently.
Yeah, that's my primary mission blaster.
So you know what Rival's all about in the field tested.
I would say that among the HVZ community at Western, I'm probably one of the most experienced.
Now, you do milsim stuff too.
Yes,
like,
I do.
Airsoft.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know, I'm on the internet quite a bit on the YouTube, and there's kind of an argument, I guess, between whether or not you can Nerf and Airsoft, or how do you reconcile you being both an Airsofter and Nerfer? Is that...
I attribute it, I guess the term that I've used is warrior culture.
Yeah.
And that a lot of the people I know actually do both, and we also LARP and we BOF and we do everything we can to sort of get into this. I think no matter if you enjoy simulated combat, there shouldn't really be any barriers as to what you can do.
You can do Nerf, you can do milsim, and it doesn't really matter as long as you're enjoying what you're doing?
As long as you're enjoying what you do.
Cool. Well, we've got the Khaos, brand new Rival Blaster, fully automatic, I believe. So let's just get this thing open.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so with this package you get the Rival Blaster.
There's 40 of these and this thing.
40 round magazine. How many of the Rival magazines do you usually carry on you?
I usually carry 3 of them on me. I got a little 3D printed belt clip that'll hold 2 of them.
Nice. So, are those 10?
10.
So if you've got, normally you've got 3, you got 2 on you and then 1 in the blaster?
Yeah.
So this is actually 10 more rounds than even that. So in a normal engagement, do you think you'd go through all of your rounds?
I have found that that's the biggest issue with the Rival series is you run out of ammo. I don't know how this is going to be used practically in the field if you're trying to get an extra one of these to carry it so you can reload quicker, which I guess is supposed to be the idea. There's no tack vest, there's no leg sling, short of a backpack that's just going to carry one of these.
I do have a Zeus. I got this from thrifting, but just to compare the size, it is way bigger than the Zeus. Another 6 inches longer, maybe more.
That's just crazy. Oh, it has a room door too. And a thing.
Oh, get that. Oh, there's the instructions. Might need those. What do you think? How's the shoulder?
Not very well.
No? Too short?
Yeah, it's just so bulky, and then the stock is so short. I feel like it's a hip fire.
Does it come with the flip-up sights, just like the Zeus does? Very tactical.
There are people who won't shoot a blaster without having a sight up.
So for easy reloading, there is a little release button here that allows you to flip this up. And you load it up with 40 balls. It takes 6 1.5 volt D batteries, so as big as this thing is, it's going to also be very heavy. Alright, so we're loading the batteries on the screw port right here, and then this whole top part actually comes right off. The battery tray comes out. Got the contacts on the side of the battery tray. What do you think about the loading? Slow, fast?
It's slow, but the reload time on this is so much better. Actually, drag these things down and lock them in place rather than having to hold the spring down while you're doing it. So I like the loading time of this much better.
They are going back to the normal magazine feeding system as opposed to the weird side load,
which was awful. Awful.
You want to feel, I guess, load it up, see how heavy that is.
Probably one of the heavier, besides the Stampede.
Yeah.
One of the heavier things I've held. I think it's well weighted, yeah. Because if you've got this actually really good support area right here that counterbalances all the weight in the back. The Rival series, they did a pretty good job with the weighting of it, in my opinion. If they had all the weight up here, I imagine this would have gotten really heavy.
Yeah.
But with the way that it's weighted now, it's got pretty good balance, and I don't imagine you're going to get tired too easily for carrying around a 10-pound blaster.
Too easily, but yeah, this is very hefty. Alright, so down position you can't pull the rev trigger or the normal trigger. And then up position you can pull both. And I think this is actually, the feeding mechanism is similar to the new Hyperfire. And then it's got some sort of belt up here instead of a pusher. The mag release is ambidextrous, but it is actually quite awkward, I think, getting this magazine back into the blaster. Wow. Does it want to feed? It wants to feed at an angle, which is super unnatural, as opposed to feeding
Directly,
vertically 90 degrees. It has to be fed. I want to put it in like that, but oh, and now I've unlocked. You want to hold something? No, I've unlocked the magazine. All right, well, should we take it out to the range and I'll let you shoot me with some balls, actually.
Sure, I'd love to.
So after we ran the Khaos over the chronograph, getting an average FPS of 90, I'm just going to trust that they mean 100 FPS and my chronograph actually reads 10 low, which I don't think that's too unreasonable, but yeah, it was a very consistent 90 FPS, somewhere between 88 and 91. And then when we took it out on the range though,
I don't know, that while the single shot was pretty good, I definitely say that after 4 or 5 balls, the range dropped. Kind of unimpressed.
Yeah, so out in the range is 35 feet, so it was hitting solid 35 feet, like hitting me in the chest.
Okay.
But then after 4 or 5 rounds, it was dropping to it was landing at 20 feet.
Yeah.
So that was kind of pathetic with the full auto, but still has the good performance if you let those flywheels rev up to full RPM. Alright, well, quick, 2 pros, 2 cons for this guy.
The 2 pros I definitely say is at max power, that's still 90 FPS, which is better than pretty much anything outside of the Rival series can perform. And for a Rival, this mag is awesome, except for loading it into the magazine thing. The cons I definitely say are the stock bothers me so much. I like to be able to shoulder something, and with this it just doesn't feel comfortable, and that full auto was fairly unimpressive.
I do like the look. It looks very nice. It's very kind of futuristic rifle-esque, and the feel is excellent. I really did not like the magazine. I liked loading the magazine.
Yeah.
Loading it with the balls seemed very nice compared to the other Rival blasters, but getting it into the mag well is so unintuitive. I think that's a huge downfall, especially when you're nervous, you're out there, you're not thinking straight. You need a lot of practice getting this magazine into this thing. Maybe I'm just inept. I don't know, but
I think I screwed it up just as many times as you did. So it's a flawed system.
Alright, now the real question. Retail for this is $69.99. No, would not pay $69.99 for this.
Definitely not. After trying this, I'm just going to stick with my Zeus.
Yep. Wait for the Atlas, maybe?
Yeah, I think once the Atlas comes out, I'll give that a shot. But right now, I'm just going to stick with my Zeus.
Alright. Yeah, there's no real gimmicks here that kind of like make the blaster worth $5-10 more. It's really just a straightforward looking blaster.
Yeah.
It does have the cool magazine, but I would say it's not worth $70 either.
No.
Not to me. What would you if it goes on sale? Would you pay 50?
If the Chaos went on the same price as the Zeus, then I might pick it up, just as, for pure sake of supporting the Rival series, I think.
Alright guys, well I think that is the end of this review. Thank you, Ian, for bringing your expertise and your know-how with the Rivals. Until next time guys, it's not about having fun, it's about how pretty your blaster looks.
And how hard you wreck your friends.